Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Happy Wednesday to one and to all. Perhaps it is Thursday, depending upon where you are on the globe. And definitely, as I open, please give yourselves a round of applause for making it to and through another day because, as we know, this is something not all can be able to say. And this story that I'm about to present is synonymous with that. So before I begin, allow me to present my viewer discretion disclaimer for those that are squeamish about these types of stories. I do this for audience members, and sometimes I have to remind myself and those who may be triggered. Unfortunately, this is just the times that we are living in. So we're going to travel virtually to Minneapolis, where it is reported, and as always, please conduct your own thorough, meticulous research because details often change now. This is an ongoing story and much to unpack, but thus far, in Minneapolis, at around 8:30 a.m. this morning at the Annunciation Catholic School, again in Minneapolis, a suspect, a suspect who has reported to have been, and yes, I use the word have because it's past tense, 20 years old, heavily armed, possibly, possibly with a smoke bomb as well, unloaded through the windows of the Catholic school where students were praying, and unfortunately, two, ages 8 and 10 years old, were lost due to this senseless act of violence. These young people were literally praying. Further, 17 were hurt, 14, according to reports, being young people, two of which are in critical condition. I and I'm sorry for delaying this. It's just this is almost to the point where you almost expect the unexpected. And what is so hurtful is this mass at 8:30 a.m. this morning at the Annunciation Catholic School marked the return, meaning the first day of school. Parents, caregivers, people in general love and hug your children. And I know sometimes they may drive you crazy, but this type of news is something you do not want to receive. And you would think, well, no, because violence has erupted in church settings before, but you would think Catholic school or school period would be safe. Nowhere is safe. And it's almost to the point where nobody is safe. Now, at present, much information, at least as far as I'm aware, is known about the motive or the individual who decided after this act of violence to take his life. What type of mindset, what type of trigger. And keep in mind, at 20, that's still, for all intents and purposes, young, would have deliberately, knowingly, because it had to be premeditated, it had to be thought out according to the reports as it results to and relates to what was said was at the scene. I'm sure as the story develops, more information will come out. So as always, please be careful. Please be safe and healthier. I stress healthier, not so much it's just the physical, but the mental and emotional. And I mentioned this not too long ago on a broadcast about having these conversations with your children. You may feel as though you don't want to expose them to this type of climate, but unfortunately, this is the climate that we are living in these days and times. And to not only make them aware of these types of situations, but how to, and again, these are just suggestions. You can research and make your own decisions, but how to prepare, how to protect yourself in a situation such as this. These are young people, and to witness this type of violence, this type of horror, again, inside of a Catholic school, that's going to be a psychological issue that is going to affect many, those that were witnesses and those attending other Catholic schools, not just in Minneapolis, but all over. So again, breaking news, tragic breaking news out of Minneapolis, where a 20-year-old decided to unleash a senseless act of violence, possibly targeting those that were in the Annunciation Catholic school. Prayers to those families and loved ones of those lost, of those who are in critical condition, those who were injured, those who witnessed this horrific event, and the first responders. Until next video, bye bye for now.